Hello trick-or-treaters and welcome back to my channel TrickrTreatTarot, where it is spooky season all year long. If you like Halloween or Samhain, then this is definitely the channel for you, where I do spooky themed tarot pick-a card readings and other spooky and spiritual related videos just like this one. So if that's your jam, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up. Please do consider subscribing to the channel, and while you are subscribing, make sure you hit that post bell notification button so you stay updated and you do not miss out when I post new spooktacular videos every week. Alright you guys, so we are back. Yes, we are back with another tarot review, you guys. It's been a while since I've done one of these, and I'm excited. I'm really excited with this. So this is the Universal Monsters Tarot deck, okay? So obviously you guys know my collection is pretty much all spooky Halloween decks. I got this deck on Amazon. Okay, so hi, how are you? Not sponsored. Purchased this deck with my own money. Okay, my own funds. So I got this off of Amazon. I believe in August. Yeah, I got this sometime in August. And I believe it was available for pre-order for a while, and I think it actually came out in July. And this is an Insight Editions tarot deck. Okay, so Insight Editions. I'm super excited to get into it. So I got this in August. As I'm filming this, it is September. I've been holding on to it for probably close to a month now. So I can do this video. I haven't opened it. It's still in the plastic. So I've done tarot deck reviews before where I've kind of cheated, and I have been so excited for the deck that I just open it up, get a good look at it, and then I do the review afterwards. But I thought, why not change it up this time, and let's just sort of open it up together. Let's do the full thing together. You guys get to see my whole opinion, my first reaction, you know, very authentic. Okay, that's what we're doing today, an authentic review. I mean, which they all are pretty authentic, but you don't get like my first impressions. So I thought it would be fun for us to do that today. So I'm gonna get into it, you guys. This is the Universal Monsters Tarot deck. I need to get this plastic off. So ASMR. Okay. Let's do this. So in case you guys didn't know, hi, I'm left-handed. Comment down below, let me know if you guys are left-handed, and if you are, I need to know about your struggle using scissors. So if you are right-handed, and you probably don't know this, but left-handed people can't do certain things. One of those things is use scissors. That was one of the hardest things for me in life growing up, is learning how to exist without properly being able to use scissors. They do have left-handed scissors, which I don't own. I don't really know why, because I can probably find that on Amazon too. But the other thing that is really challenging to do for left-handed people, you guys, and with the holidays coming up, it's gonna be more prevalent for me anyway. Potato peelers. I cannot use a potato peeler properly to save my life because it is just not made for left-handed people, okay? And if you're right-handed and you don't believe me, try using scissors or a potato peeler with your left hand, and you just won't be able to do it. Okay, trust and believe that. All right, you guys, so let's get into it. Our Universal Monsters Tarot deck. You probably are going to notice that we have this new cute spooky background, you guys. So Mercury went retrograde and decided that she was just going to do all sorts of unpleasant things in my life. One of those things was to spill a full cup of coffee all over my all over my tablecloth. It spilled all over my tarot cards. I had several decks out on the table. I was getting ready in the morning to do like a little spread for myself. And it just whooshed the whole cup everywhere. Coffee everywhere. All of my cards, all of my crystals. It was not fun, you guys. So I had to take a step back, clean that up. We got a new tablecloth here. So there is a new setup, you guys. That's why this backdrop is different. But I thought it would be fun anyway to change it up for spooky season, you know, getting into the vibes, you guys, as we do here, as we always are, okay? Comment down below, let me know what fun things Mercury retrograde has done for you in your life this season, you guys. I would love to hear it. I would love to know. Okay, I feel like I've gone off on way too many tangents now. Let's get into the deck. That's why you're really here. I know. Okay, so the Universal Monsters Tarot deck and guidebook. So we have our box here. I'm super excited. We have Frankenstein, Dracula, the Bride. We have Creature, the Mummy, this candle image here. And because they're using the actual Universal Monsters, this is telling me that this is actually a Universal Studios. Yep. There it is. So they have the logo in the back. I'll get close for you guys. Yep. So this is Universal Studios official, okay? And this deck retails somewhere between $25 and $30, I believe. So somewhere around that price range. I don't really remember how much I paid for it, but it was somewhere around there, I think. So yeah, so we have the different monsters. Universal Monsters Tarot deck and guidebook with some gears. I think that might be like gears, yeah. And then a bat, a moon. We have like a little scarab beetle here, yeah. So I think these are like just different icons to represent like the mummy with the scarab, the bat for Dracula, the moon for the Wolfman, and these gears. Maybe it's giving Frankenstein vibes, the gears, because of the whole Dr. Frankenstein situation, mad scientist, you know. And then, so the back side, it says it includes a fully illustrated 78 card deck and 128-page guidebook. Then they feature some of the cards. So this actually really drives me crazy. I hate it when the box only shows you the majors, because and I don't know, this is just me, you guys, so it's just a pet peeve of mine. I want to know what the minors look like, because if I'm just looking at this deck, I'm thinking about buying it, right? Then I see all the major cards, and then my brain automatically decides that the minors are pips, right? That there's actually no imagery on the minor cards whatsoever, and that's why they're not being featured here for us to see. So that's just where my brain goes. I hope that I'm wrong about that, because I would really like to see some Rider-Waite inspired imagery with the artwork of the Universal Monsters. Honestly, I love the Universal Monsters. They are probably my favorite thing about Halloween and spooky season. Like, I love horror and horror movies, but monster movies, going back to like the originals, the classics, the black and white Universal monster movie films, like those are my all-time favorite. I cannot get enough of it. I just love the monsters. It's one of the reasons too why like I'm so obsessed with Monster High, you guys, is because they're based off of the classics, the Universal Monsters, and I really feel like that was the beginning of horror. That was the beginning of monsters, you know? So I really love this, and I just really want this deck to be everything that I need it to be for my love of monsters, right? Okay, So on the back, it says the most famous movie monsters of all time have emerged from the shadows to guide your tarot readings in this ghastly take on the traditional tarot deck, featuring stunning original artwork inspired by classic tarot iconography. This 78 card deck depicts spine-chilling imagery and themes from the legendary Universal Pictures monster films, including such iconic characters as Frankenstein's monster, Count Dracula, the Wolfman, the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Phantom of the Opera, and more. Alright, you guys, and more and gore. Okay, so let's open it up and see what's going on. I'm actually... Oh, are these what the backs are going to look like? This little tufted situation here. I was just about to say that I'm actually really curious to see what the backs of these cards look like. So the back of the cards probably are this like red tufted situation, but let's go ahead and see. We have the Tarot Guidebook, Universal Monsters, this lovely pull tab. I really like these boxes because they make really great for storage. So I know I can keep my deck in here. It'll be safe. It's like a nice sturdy box. I feel like too that Universal's probably came out with this deck, and I feel like if I go to Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights, I usually do that every year. So if I go this year, I can pretty much guarantee you that I'm going to find these decks actually in the Halloween Horror Nights merchandise store. And I think the reason why they probably did this is because Disney has come out with several tarot decks as well. I believe they have like an Alice in Wonderland tarot deck. They had their Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. So I believe that now Universal Studios is kind of like jumping on the bandwagon. You know, everybody has a tarot deck. Your neighbor has a tarot deck. Your brother, your sister, your boss. Everyone and their mom makes tarot decks these days. I remember once upon a time it was almost impossible to even come across the tarot deck to even find one, and now like you can literally go anywhere and pick them up like at the grocery store. Okay, like that's just tarot's become that now, you know. And okay, I'm here for it. Like let's oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, you guys, so this is the back of the decks. Okay, the back of the cards. So they're not this tufted situation, and I'm really glad they're not, because I was like, this is like kind of plain. Like I mean, it's cute, but it's like I hope it's not the back, and thankfully it's not. I really love this situation here. I don't really know what's going on. We have like bones, right? So these are bones, and then we have this eye in the middle with like this sort of branchy tree, veiny situation, these storm clouds with lightning bolts, this moon. This looks like an airplane, so we have an airplane here as well. And then the different icons like we were looking at earlier. So we have the gears and the bats in the corners. I almost wish that each corner had a different icon, but I understand that they didn't do that because they wanted the backs to be reversible. So we have that reversible backing here. So I understand why they didn't do that. But these backs are actually really, really nice. I really appreciate this. Let the camera focus. Okay, good. Yeah. So these are actually really, really nice. The color is really vibrant, and I'm vibing with it. I'm here for it. I'll be honest, the planes kind of throw me off a little bit. I feel like we didn't need the plane there. I would have liked to just keep it all sort of spooky monster. But I mean, I don't hate it. I'm here for it, I guess, kind of. Okay. So let's take a look at our guidebook really fast. So it is in color. So we have a fully illustrated guidebook. Let's just take a peek in here, see what's going on. So we have the Universal Monsters Tarot Deck and Guidebook. This is written by Casey Gilly, and it's illustrated by Joe Wilson, Insight Editions. And then we have the table of contents, bidding you welcome, understanding your tarot deck, and then the full majors and the minors. Okay, so this is what I wanted to look at here. So they did change up the minors. So we have the suit of candles, which I'm assuming is wands. Every time there's a candle suit, I just assume it's wands because my mind just automatically goes to fire elemental, it's wands. And then we have the suit of crypts, the suit of claws, and the suit of castles. So my brain, right, is telling me that the suit of crypts is the suit of cups, the suit of claws is the suit of swords, and the suit of castles is the suit of pentacles. Now that's just what my mind tells me. Let's actually take a look and see what the book tells us to make sure that we know what we're talking about, you guys. I'm bidding you welcome. Greetings, weary traveler. It appears you have come seeking insight into your past, present, and future. But are you ready to face what lurks beyond the veil? Prepare for a journey into misty moors, ghastly graveyards, creepy castles, terrifying tombs, and the unsettling realms of the undead. Here you will be guided by legendary heroes and monsters from Universal Studios classics, each imparting their own brand of wisdom. In your hands, you hold the mysteries, magic, and melodrama of old Hollywood, whose iconic stories eerily reflect the archetypes of tarot. All right. Understanding your deck. Let's see. Does this tell me? Candle. Okay, so fire is an unpredictable element. Candles. Okay, so candle is associated with the element of fire. So again, wands, energy. Crypt, sweet crypt, a safe and ultimate. Suit deals with matters of the heart. Okay, yeah, so crypts is cups, emotions, and relationships, just as I suspected. Claws, mind, duality. Okay, so again, suit symbolizes the mental state. Okay, so swords, just as I suspected, which means castles, right, is all about stronghold, speaking to wealth, prosperity, success. Okay, so of course, pentacles. So yeah, I felt like the suits were pretty self-explanatory. They're exactly what I thought they were going to be, so we won't have any issues there. I know some people don't like it when the minor arcanas are changed or altered in any way. Personally, I don't mind. Like, that does not bother me at all. So we have the majors, we have the minors. I shouldn't be like spoiling things, but I am, and it does very much look like a pip deck. I'm just, oh no. I mean, I don't mind like pipish decks, like it doesn't really bother me, but for this deck, I really just wanted some awesome monster artwork. So let me not get ahead of myself. Let's just put that to the side. And let's get into the cards, you guys. And see what's going on. So we'll pull our little tabby tab. And we have our deck here. Put our box to the side. And we're going to go ahead and go through the cards. I think I should zoom in. Let's zoom in a little bit, you guys. Okay, there we go. There we go. How do I want to do this? Like this. Okay. So, all right. So we have the Fool. So the Fool starting off with Mr. Frankenstein himself. We love that. With the laboratory, I'm here for the Fool. It's Frankenstein, right? He's literally just been born, just emerged from his bolt of lightning in his scientist bed chair, brought to life from many body parts. Oh, and then I love this too, right? His counterpart, the Magician, which would be the master himself, Dr. Frankenstein. So we have the monster as the Fool, and then Dr. Frankenstein as the Magician. And honestly, I think this is perfect. So perfect for the Fool, perfect for the Magician. Notice here too for the Fool that they don't actually have a 0. Sometimes the card has a 0 on it, but it doesn't. It's not represented by any number. It just is. So we have the Fool here. And then we have the Magician. Okay. And the High Priestess here. So this is Phantom of the Opera, I believe, is what's happening here. I believe that's what this imagery is. She's looking into a mirror. And there's this sort of masked, robed figure in the background. For the High Priestess. And then we have the Empress, Miss Bride of Frankenstein, of course, iconic. And then the Emperor as Mr. Dracula. Love that for him as well. And I really like the artwork too. It's sort of giving this like vintagey feel. I like that the colors are really muted. It's not like super bright and vibrant. It's more of like a dull color palette. And I like it. It's not very detailed, but it just has enough. It's sort of giving like a comic book movie poster. You know, it's like very movie poster vibe. Like I said, sort of comic book with the lines. I love that the bat is sort of breaking out of the borders here. There is a border, right, on the cards. It's very minor though, and I like that the borders are sort of incorporated into the artwork. It's like this golden lightning bolt sort of imagery. And then we have the Hierophant. Looks like some sort of priest here. He has, right, his cross and his glasses. It's definitely giving like what's his name? Shoot. What's his name? The one who like the vampire slayer. Oh my gosh, I don't know why my brain is drawing a blank here, you guys. There was a movie about him with Hugh Jackman. It's so good, you guys. Ah, shoot. What is the name? Alright, I'm gonna forget a ton of stuff, right? Now I'm going through this deck. I'm gonna forget everything about all the movies ever. It'll come back to me at some point. And then we have the Lovers here. I'll be honest, I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is representing. I have no connection to this card whatsoever. Comment down below if you have a connection or if you understand what the connection is here. Personally, I think the Bride and Frankenstein could have been a fun Lovers card, even though she hated him. But I feel like that's love, right? Kind of, right? Is this Phantom of the Opera? Is that what this is? I think that's what this is. Yes. Okay. I think I'm understanding this now. Which is cute. Okay, so that makes sense. Then if that is Phantom of the Opera, then that does make sense as a Lover's card for me, I think. Then we have the Chariot as the Wolf. Usually, I don't know how I feel about the Wolf as the Chariot. I feel like the Wolfman would have been more fun as like the Moon card, but I wouldn't have used him as a Chariot card. I mean, go off though. Alright, this deck confuses me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. Strength. I don't know who this is, and nothing about this card gives me strength. It's literally like some man in a suit smoking a pipe. Okay. Not my preferred strength card, but alright. And then we have the Hermit. fun. It's giving Venice, right? With this whole sort of boat and this river, and he's giving like plague doctor with his mask and his hat vibes. I feel like this makes more sense as a chariot because he has the boat. There's like movement forward. But that's our hermit. I believe this is also Phantom of the Opera. So maybe like hiding. I feel like I'm gonna end up getting one of these movies wrong, and you guys are all gonna come for me in the comments. Wheel of Fortune as the Invisible Man. Okay, so someone really just like went like I don't know. So I kind of like I was on board in the beginning when we had like Frankenstein as the fool, the bride, or I should say the monster as the fool, Frankenstein as the magician. We had the bride as the empress, Dracula as the emperor. Like, though I was here for it. I was feeling, I was like, we're doing this. And then everything after that has been like, I don't know, it's so random. Like, I feel like this is the most random Wheel of Fortune card. Like, the Invisible Man, I do not understand. And then we have Justice. Okay. Don't know who this is. Justice. Okay, the Hanged Man. We have Creature with the Hanged Man. So that's fun, right? He's underwater, taking a dive. Our first look at Creature. And then we have Death. Okay, the Mummy. I'm here for it. Okay, so I really actually do enjoy it. And I'm, thank goodness, too, because, oh, thank the goddess for a good Death card, right? This is one of my, like, make it or break it in a tarot deck, you know, is the Death card. So I really like that it is the Mummy. And I really like that we have this imagery of him looking into this puddle here of like water, and the reflection is the mummy in the bandages. So we have like the human form, and the reflection is the undead mummy form. So I really like the duality there with the casket in the background. So this is a nice Death card. Okay. And then we have Temperance here. This is a very masculine deck. Okay, we have the Devil. So the Devil is looking like the bride. So Dracula's brides looks like they're being represented as the Devil here. And I guess, like, you know, go off. Not what I would have chosen as the Devil. But okay. And then we have the Tower. So this is fun. The Tower, it's giving Frankenstein, right? That scene with the tower that catches fire. And then we have the Star with some random lady that I don't know. Okay, and then we have the Wolfman. So he is also the moon. So he's represented by the chariot, but then his imagery is also shown here with the moon card. So this is fun. I would have enjoyed him being more in transition. I feel like this is trying, like there's an attempt to capture his transition here, but it's not giving. But I do appreciate the Wolfman as the moon because, I mean, what other character is going to be the moon? Like, no. Absolutely not. And then we have the Sun here with some random chick. And then we have Judgment here with another random cheek. I feel like maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I have to go back and rewatch some of these movies, and maybe some of this imagery is going to make sense to me, or some of these characters. Because I just feel like there's like random people on these cards. The world with the airplane. Then we have like this whole stormy background. And I think the most fun thing about the airplane is it really captures the time, right, of the original Universal Monster movies and that whole era when they were coming out with the talkies and the black and white films. And so that's a lot of fun. Okay, now that was the majors, and I'm not blown away, like I said, so far from the imagery. I was really expecting a lot more, but I don't know if maybe, like I said, maybe I just have to go back and rewatch some of the movies, and maybe some of the characters will make more sense to me after I watch them, because this is, you know, artwork based off of the films and not actual like stills from the films, that, you know, maybe my brain just isn't registering certain characters and actors and how they are potentially represented by the card itself. So like maybe I'll figure it out, you guys. Maybe not. So we have the King of Candles, the Queen of Candles, the Knight of Candles, the Page of Candles, and the Ace of Candles, the Two of Candles. We have lanterns here. That's fun. The Three of Candles. These other lanterns. The Four of Candles. The Five of Candles. The Six of Candles. The Seven of Candles. The Eight of Candles. The Nine of Candles. I really like how they've created 9 out of the reflection. This is actually a really interesting concept because it's actually 5 candles, right? This is a candelabra and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. And then with the reflection, they've added 4 more candles. So I just really enjoyed the composition and of this. I feel like this was a really creative take instead of doing 9 candles. And 10 of Candles with this gorgeous candelabra. First of all, that would be so heavy, you guys. My wrist can't take it. Could you imagine a ginormous like candelabra that holds 10 candles on it like that? That's literally like a whole chandelier. Let's just take a minute to like... Alright, and then we have the Crypts. So the King of Crypts. The Queen of Crypts. I've done something wrong here. Yeah, I was like, this isn't happening properly. Okay. The Knight of Crypts. The Page of Crypts. The Ace of Crypts. I love this imagery here. Just sort of like opening up that coffin. We all know that feeling, getting up in the morning. The Two of Crypts. Fun, like that. The Three of Crypts. The Four of Crypts. And the 4 here looks like it's represented by the actual 4 pieces of wood that are shutting this door here. The 5 of Crypts. You see, they did 5 headstones to represent the 5 of the crypts. I almost feel like they should have done the 4, and then this this freshly dug grave could have represented the 5th one. The 6 of Crypts, represented by the roses. The 7 of Crypts. It's actually a lot of fun. I love this. The 8 of Crypts. The 9 of Crypts. And the 10 of Crypts. Sort of 2 skeletons holding hands. This actually reminds me, I don't know if you guys have seen on the interwebs, right? I've seen a post about a couple that they were found their actual bones like this, like sort of just holding hands, like holding each other, and they were from like a million years ago or something like that. But that just reminded me of that post, if you guys have ever seen it. And then we have the claws. So King of Claws. Queen of Claws. Knight of Claws. Page of Claws. Ace of Claws. Two of Claws. This is fun because this is sort of like the Wolfman changing, and so he has 2 claws and then like 1 human thumb. This is fun. 3 of Claws. I really love sort of getting like each of their individual hands. This is actually a lot of fun. 4 of Claws. 5 of Claws. 6 of Claws. 7 of Claws. 8 of claws. Nine of claws. And 10 of claws. All right, so that was the suit of claws. And now we are on to the castles. All right, so we have the King of Castles. Why does that card feel so thick? Queen of Castles. This card feels thicker. I don't know. She's pretty with her little bride self. Knight of Castles. Page of Castles. Oh, is that Igor? Ace of Castles. That's where I'm gonna live one day, you guys. Right there. That castle. All gothic. Ooh, or maybe I'm gonna live here. 2 of Castles. This is pretty too. Like, in the mountains like that. 3 of Castles, but for some reason we got armadillos going on here. What is this? Okay, armadillos. Like, I get it. Okay, so 3 of Castles, right? Let me try to make sense of this. 3 of Pentacles. So obviously I have to do relations of work, working together, working well with others, working as a team. What do armadillos have to do with anything? Do armadillos even do anything? Do they even like travel in packs? Are those even group animals? What even is this card? I don't even know. 4 of Castles. 5 of Castles. 6 of Castles. 7 of Castles. 8 of Castles. 9 of Castles. 10 of Castles. All right, you guys. So that is the deck, you guys. So I do want to say that the card stock is very nice, right? For those of you who are wondering, the cards are very thick. They're very sturdy. They're very nice. They feel amazing. They have a rose petal finish, so they're not completely matte. They're sort of a soft matte, this satin kind of velvety texture. So that would be the finish of the cards. I really do appreciate, I like this finish. I like the thickness of the cardstock. They aren't edged, which I think is always a missed opportunity. I love it when we have some gilded edging, especially when it is a deck produced from a mass corporation like Universal Studios or Disney. You know, if you are a corporation like with a large following and you have theme parks and endless amounts of money, can we just get gilded edging, please? Like, can we just elevate the deck just a little bit more? I mean, I know it's not necessary This is just me liking, I just like gilded edges. It feels nice. Like it looks aesthetically pleasing and I enjoy it. And I would have liked some nice, could you imagine like some nice green gilded edging or even a red gilded edging? Oh, that would have been breathtaking. You know, like that would have just helped elevated the deck a little bit more, especially since there's so much that I hate about this deck. No, actually, I'm just kidding, you guys. It's not that much. But I will say that I am a bit disappointed, but not surprised. When we looked at the back of the box, I had already expressed my opinion. They didn't show us any of the minors on the back of the box. That was clearly done on purpose because there's nothing to see from the minor arcana, right? The minor arcana, I just feel like was a really missed opportunity. I would have really enjoyed seeing more of the monsters. I felt like they needed to be the star. Like, this is the Universal Monsters Tarot deck, and I just don't think the Universal Monsters were the star of this deck. When the only, like what? We have chandeliers and armadillos, you know? Like, what's going on, you guys? Like, who made these decisions? And I need to know why. By far, the three armadillos was the most jarring imagery of the whole deck. Like, I don't understand. Comment down below, you guys, can you make this card make sense to me? We had like scenery, castle imagery on all of the castle cards, but for some reason we had armadillos on the three of castles. So I don't know. And then I did enjoy the claws. So I will say I enjoyed having the claws. Just being able to see the different... Can I find it? Where are you? Just getting like the different hands of the monsters. Right, just seeing the fingers of the monsters was more satisfying than just having like a random broken jar, you know, and some random flowers out of grape. You know, I just feel like they could have given us more from this deck, and they didn't. I don't hate it. I just had really high expectations that weren't met. Okay, so am I going to use this deck? Yes. Am I glad that I have it part of my collection? Absolutely. You know, it's the Universal Monsters. Am I disappointed? 100%. You know, did I want to see more monsters? Yes, absolutely. But you know what? It is what it is. And at the end of the day, can't change it. Let's read. So let's see what the guidebook says. Let's just take a peek in here. We're gonna have to read those three armadillos and see if the guidebook can make it make sense, you guys. Where are we with the armadillos? Because... Okay. So let's see. Three of Castles. In the light, as powerful as he is, Dracula can't keep watch over his castle by himself. Collaboration is essential in any thriving partnership, be it the armadillos guarding your resting place or the people working on your team. Be open to learning from those around you and appreciate their unique gifts. Okay, did I miss this part in the Dracula films? Is this an actual scene? Does he trust three armadillos to look after his castle? Like, we couldn't even have gotten three bats? Like, armadillos. Can someone please? Is this actually part of the movie? Am I crazy? Is this my fault for not knowing that this was an actual scene in the movie? I tell you guys, maybe this is me. Maybe I'm wrong here, you guys. And maybe I just have to go back and binge watch all of the classic movie monsters. I thought that I'd seen them enough times, but I'll be honest, it's been a minute since I've seen any of these movies. It's been a long time, you guys. So I will go back. I will rewatch the movies. I needed a good excuse to rewatch them again anyway. And maybe I will have a newfound appreciation for this deck after I do that. Okay? Because if this is an actual scene from there, I can let this... Can I? Can we let this pass? Maybe. I will have to see. Okay. In the shadows, the children of the night make sweet music until there is discord. The Revered Three of Castle suggests infighting and conflict. You might be attempting to make progress, but you're only getting stuck deeper into the drama. It could be time to stake out some boundaries. So, I do enjoy that they have upright and reversed meanings. I always appreciate that when that's put into the booklet. I also really appreciate that the booklet is colored. That's a lot of fun. Do we have spreads? Let's see if we have any fun spreads here. Preparing to read tarot. They pretty much always tell you just kind of like do whatever feels right to you. Meditating beforehand. That's nice that they tell you to meditate, grab your favorite crystal, use a journal. So that's fun. Okay, so spreads. I was like looking at the spreads. Sometimes they come out with some Van Helsing. Yes, Van Helsing. Okay, so he was that was the one I was trying to remember, you guys. the Hierophant. He was giving Van Helsing vibes for sure. Can we go back? Can we find him? He was like right in the front. Yeah. So when I was trying to like figure out who this man was, my brain was trying to call him Van Helsing. Okay. So glad we got that out of the way. So we have the Van Helsing cross, which is just a play off of the classic Celtic cross spread. And then we also have the Wolf's Moon here with this circle spread. We have the Monster Lives, typical 3-card spread. And that's it. Okay, so those are the only spreads that they gave us. So they gave us some pretty classic generic spreads. The most, I would say this 6-card spread is probably the most unique to the deck. This is basically the most basic 3-card spread that you could do. And then the Celtic Cross, which is the most generic spread that you can do. So, I mean, that's okay, I guess, to get started. Personally, I don't think that this is a very good beginner's deck. I would not recommend this deck for a beginner reader, someone who's never read tarot before, someone who's not that familiar with reading tarot. The reason for that is because, just because the imagery is not right, it's not Rider-Waite, and you don't have to start off with a Rider-Waite style deck, but I do recommend it for beginners because it is easier to just understand the cards when the imagery helps you identify the meaning of the card, right? So the only way you're gonna know the meaning of this card is if you know the meaning of the card, because this imagery is not very helpful. None of the imagery is very helpful. Like, really, like, you're not gonna get the meanings from 3 armadillos. I'm sorry. So, I mean, I wouldn't recommend, but go off, do whatever you want to do. That's what I did when I first started reading. You just kind of like, if the deck calls to you and you're like, I absolutely have to have this deck as my first one, then you know it's for you. Follow your intuition, by all means. All right, you guys. So my last thoughts on this deck, the Universal Monsters Tarot. So at the end of the day, you guys are going to see this deck in my readings. I am going to use it. I am a bit disappointed. I would have liked to have seen more monsters. But I'm not, like, I don't hate it. I just feel like they missed the mark. It was a bit of a missed opportunity for me, and I really wanted to love the deck. The back of the deck is a lot of fun. I do appreciate the colors are very vibrant here. I like the muted color nature of the artwork itself. The booklet is nice if you use that. I don't. But it's nice. I'll probably never look at it again. And yeah. So comment down below, you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings. Let me know if I'm being too harsh on this deck. Let me know if I just don't know what I'm talking about, if I have to go rewatch the movies, and then maybe some of the imagery will make more sense to me, because honestly, you guys, looking at some of those cards, I felt like I was just looking at random people drawn in onto cards. Like, it felt so random. So I will have to do some research and a little bit of investigation to make before I make my final like thoughts and decisions on this deck, you guys. But comment down below, let me know what you guys thought about the suits. Let me know what you thought about the majors and minors. You know, please give me all of your opinions, you guys. I love reading your comments. I love having conversations with you guys. And don't be afraid to have conversations with each other either in the comments, you guys. Like, if somebody says something and you're reading their comment and you have a rebuttal, by all means, go for it. Have discussions. Talk about it. Have conversations. Make friends. You know, I really want this to be a community. You know, it's not just about me posting videos, but I want it to be like a little family where you guys can interact with each other as freely as you want as well. But of course, always keeping it kind, always with love and with light, you guys. Okay. All right. So with all that being said, it has been an absolute pleasure, you guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch it. I hope that this was insightful, and I hope that this helped you make any decisions that you had about purchasing this deck. Okay, you guys, remember again, this video is not sponsored, and I hope that we get some more spooky decks coming soon, because I would love to do another review of another spooktacular deck. Okay, so I will catch you guys all on the next video, but until then, as always, keep it creepy, you guys. All right, bye, you guys. Oh, that didn't work out. I thought I'd be able to just kind of like fan the cards out. She didn't want to do that. The card, because of the rose petal finish, like the cards just kind of stick together a little bit. I'll be honest. That does happen. So you can't get a clean fan like I just tried to do. But let's get a nice thumbnail in here.